It's a pretty amazing guitar, I'll give you that. All the other kids were listening to Led Zeppelin, I was listening to that.
They're part of the English invasion, right?
It's called the British Invasion.
Okay, British invasion.
The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, and no one ever gets number 4.
Brought in this rifle. It was a 5th generation grandfather of mine. He fought for the North.
It's pretty cool that you have a personal connection to it.
Stanley's pretty old, Rick.
It is.
Okay, we open right with Rick grilling the old man on blackjack strategy. This is hilarious. Rick's citing a book that says always split eights, but he doesn't believe it. Then he immediately pivots to asking about a Porsche in the back lot. The whiplash. Is this a pawn shop or a casino strategy session? The casual flex of, yeah, that's mine, sets the tone for this entire episode.
What are you talking about?
You're late.
I decided to sleep in. I own this place.
Correction. We own this damn place, and starting time is at 9 o'clock.
Is it your secret little poker game last night?
It's not a secret little poker game. I play cards with some of my friends. And you know what? I can do that if I want to.
The midlife crisis accusations start flying immediately. Corey drops the truth bomb. Being 49 and buying a red convertible Porsche is the exact definition of a midlife crisis. Rick is in total denial, but the evidence is sitting in the parking lot. The family dynamic here is so relatable, they instantly roast him for it. This is gonna be the running gag, I can already tell. Poor Rick just wanted his dream car.
But I'm not family.
Doesn't matter.
You know, it really bugs me when Rick doesn't invite me to things like this. I love poker, and I'm the life of the party everywhere I go, so as soon as I stepped into the door, party would get cracking. Rick, it's stupid that you don't invite us. I mean, we're your friends, we're your family, we should be playing poker with you.
Now we get a serious historical item. A customer brings in a Civil War math book with wildly biased story problems about killing Yankees. Rick points out the 1864 date during peak war, making its printing unlikely. The customer explains it's on fragile Confederate paper, which is a great historical detail. It's a dark but fascinating piece of history, showing how war permeated everything, even children's schoolwork. The shop shifts gears so fast.
I think that's still in math books, North.
You just never see them for sale.
And it's 1864, it's right there. Believe it or not, the Southern soldier was 3 times more likely to hit a Yankee with a bullet at a long range as opposed to a Yankee shooting at a Southerner.
The customer admits Rick has been lowballing him lately, but hopes the expert will help. Cut to Corey continuing to roast Rick about the Porsche. He says his dad is holding on to youth for dear life. The editing is perfect, juxtaposing the business deal with the family comedy. It highlights the 2 core aspects of Pawn Stars, the history and the hilarious dysfunctional family interactions. The midlife crisis thread is weaving through everything.
Hopefully this expert will know what she's doing and it'll go better than some of the other times.
Did you return the Porsche?
No.
You're having the very definition of a midlife crisis. Every 5 years or so, my dad goes through these phases of self-improvement, and that's fine.
The shoe controversy. Corey attacks Rick's purple tennis shoes, and Chum reveals he's wearing the same pair. Rick is horrified to be matching with Chumley. Corey declares, grown men your age don't wear purple tennis shoes and buy convertible red Porsches. The obsession over pronouncing Porsche is the cherry on top. They are dismantling this man's entire identity over a car and some footwear. It's brutally funny.
Nobody should be wearing shoes like that.
Are you gonna go get your ears pierced too?
I've always wanted a Porsche. Porsche. I've always wanted a Porsche, and my teenage stepdaughters helped me pick out some shoes.
Expert Rebecca values the Confederate math book at only $1,200 to $1,300 due to its condition. The customer, who wanted $7,000, is stunned, claiming he's been offered 5 times that. Rebecca bluntly says, you should take that. You can see the deal dying right there. It's a classic Pawn Stars moment where the expert's reality check clashes with the seller's perceived value. The gap is just too wide.
This copy is not beautiful. Because of the condition, I'd look more around $1,200 or $1,300 for it, which is more than you're gonna get for most Confederate textbooks.
Okay, well, I've been offered 5 times that for that book.
And you should take that because that is not the market value.
Thank you, Rebecca. You're the best.
A new customer has Cabbage Patch Kids. Corey seems interested, but Chumley immediately volunteers him, saying he needs these for his collection. Corey's reaction is pure annoyance, threatening Chum with toilet duty. The dynamic is clear. Chumley creates chaos. Corey manages the business, and they're like siblings. The customer wants $500, but Corey's face says that's not happening. Time to call in a toy expert.
You brought him to the right place because he needs these 3 for his collection.
I knew it.
Going on toilet duty right after this, dude. I know they're collectible. I don't know how collectible they are 30 years later. Let me call a friend of mine who does weird collectible toys like this, and he can kind of give me an idea what they're worth.
That would be perfect.
Meanwhile, the midlife crisis interrogation continues. Corey and Chumley are reading quiz questions to Rick. Have you felt recent forgetfulness? Chumley says, "That's you right there." Rick just walks away to use the bathroom, and Chum yells, "The prostate's shrinking, ain't it?" This is the most relentless teasing in TV history. They are scientifically diagnosing his life choices. It's cringy, but you can't look away.
I am not having a midlife crisis.
That's exactly what someone who is having a midlife crisis would say. Where are you going?
Use the bathroom.
The prostate's shrinking, ain't it?
Bladder issues?
Chumley, when you get old, your prostate gets bigger. It doesn't shrink.
Sharing information that no one else wants to hear? Definitely.
The toy expert values the Cabbage Patch dolls at $150 to $180 as a group. Corey offers a low $80. The customer refuses, citing her grandmother's memory. She thought they were worth more, but the expert explains they made millions and the market isn't strong. It's a bittersweet moment. Sentimental value versus collectible reality. She leaves with her dolls, and you feel for her. Not every item finds a new home here.
My offer down to about $80.
That's it? Seriously?
He makes a valid point. You know, they were designed pretty much for girls, and I don't know very many girls that have to have their old Cabbage Patch Kid back.
Right.
You know, it's not like guys in Hot Wheels and stuff like that. So $80, it's up to you.
Rick is in his element with an $18.99 Westinghouse DC meter. He nerds out on the Edison versus Westinghouse current war, even mentioning the electric chair. The customer wants $3,000. Rick offers $500. They haggle and finally land at $900. The customer found it in a trash pile, so it's a win. Rick's genuine passion for odd history like this is why we watch. He's a weird fact machine.
On my wall for that, do 1,000.
If you go restore it for me real quick and bring it back.
I'll tell you what, I'll go $800 on it. It's interesting, it's neat. It's just a really limited market.
It is. It is.
You know, it's, all right, $850.
Do the 1,000.
$850.
9. You know you want it.
A suicide ring claimed to be from World War II is actually a 1990s novelty item worth its weight in silver, about $10. Rick lets the seller down gently. The seller decides to keep it and maybe wear it. Rick's parting thought is great. He hopes the customer comes back with something real. It shows the pawn shop's dual role, a business and a place where people's hopes sometimes get a reality check.
I have a really cool suicide ring I'd like to sell you. I believe it's from World War II. The Germans used it. They would put cyanide in it. You can put your Viagra in there if you want, because I think it's at least worth that in silver.
Where did you get this thing?
It belonged to an old man. It was a friend of my mother's.
The poker cheating device gets appraised by a magician expert at $1,500 to $2,200. Rick offers $800. After some back and forth, they settle at $900. The seller says she learned she needs to be a better negotiator. That's a common theme here. People learn about the market the hard way. The device is incredibly cool, a piece of gambling history with a sinister past, perfect for Vegas.
Something that I have.
What is it, like a girdle or something?
Well, kind of. They were used to cheat at playing poker cards or something like that.
A lot of people got killed with those in this.
Not to show anybody because it was illegal, so it was always stuffed behind the drawer.
Where did you get this?
My husband's grandfather owned a bar in the San Francisco area.
The alleged early E. Anger Irving Cowes painting gets appraised. Even if authentic, its poor condition and juvenile style make it a $20,000 piece after $5,000 restoration. The seller, who wanted $50,000, is deflated but understands. Rick passes on the deal. It's a sobering moment about art valuation. Provenance isn't everything. Condition and artistic merit matter hugely, not the big score the seller hoped for.
You have here, obviously, a very old painting.
Yes, I believe this is the earliest known painting by Anger Cowes, and I think this was painted by him when he was about 12, 13 years old.
Okay. I know that he did some impressionist paintings. You know how to tell the difference between impressionism and post-impressionism?
No.
We end with Chumley's sad, lonely poker night. Only one coworker showed up and is just eating all the snacks. Chum mutters, "I feel like this is a plot for you to steal all the snacks. After all the big deals and family drama, it's the perfect low-stakes, hilarious conclusion." Chum's plans always backfire. It's a reminder that at its heart, this show is about the characters. What a ride.
How's everyone doing? You guys having a good time?
I'm having a great time, bro.
Dude, you invited people, right? I mean, you invited everyone but Rick, right?
Of course.
Antoine talked me into hosting poker night at my house. I should have known it was gonna end up like this. I really hope Corey and the old man show up soon, because right now, even Rick being here would make it better.
The episode opens with a woman bringing in Picassos, and Corey immediately roasts them, saying they look like something Chum-Lee could have drawn. Rick defends it, saying Chum-Lee dumped Picasso by drawing it second. The disrespect to Picasso is hilarious. It sets up the classic Pawn Stars dynamic. Priceless art meets priceless sarcasm. You just know this is gonna lead to an expert and some serious haggling later on.
Grandpa, you know Picasso, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's horrible. It's a copy of a very common Picasso. I mean, it's pathetic. Whoever did it is not an artist.
But does it look like a poor Robbie?
A customer brings in a first edition Rolling Stone magazine. Rick geeks out over the 1967 newsprint and the Pink Floyd ad. The customer wants $350. They settle on $300. It's a smooth, classic deal. Rick's passion for pop culture history always shines through in these moments. He's not just a businessman. He's a nerd who loves the story behind every item. It's why the show works.
Got something to show you here today.
What's that?
Got a first edition Rolling Stone magazine.
It's still a big deal to get your picture on the cover.
Oh, it'd be great to get your picture on the cover of Rolling Stone.
I'd buy 5 copies for my mother if I did. Where did you get this?
I found it when I cleaned out a desk at the place I used to work at.
So this is the first one ever?
First one ever, volume 1, number 1.
Now we have Ohio State pants pendants for beating Michigan. The old man claims he puts his pants on 2 legs at a time, which is a fantastic grandpa flex. Rick explains the gold-filled plating and the intense college rivalry. The seller wants $2,500. Rick offers $1,500. This is prime pawn shop negotiation, establishing rarity, pointing out flaws, and finding a middle ground. Sports memorabilia is always a gamble.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How can I help you?
Well, I have a couple of these Ohio State pennants that are awarded to the players when they beat Michigan.
Why do they look like pens?
Well, when they started the award, Ohio State had a long losing streak against Michigan. So the coach came in and said, these guys put their pants on 1 leg at a time like we do.
Back to the Picassos. The customer says she grew up looking at the doves and wondered who the heck Picasso's was. That's an amazing line. Rick identifies one as Poor Robbie, a common etching, and the other as a dove lithograph. He admits he doesn't know the difference between cheap and expensive versions, so he calls an expert. The customer's hopefulness is palpable. The stage is set for appraisal drama.
Yeah, probably could have, but he's not Picasso. Picasso drew it first, and that's why it's worth money.
Picasso's not the first guy to draw a dove.
Don't want to disappoint her, so I'm hoping to get $1,000.
So how did your mom get these?
She was an interior designer, and in the early 70s, an art dealer came to her design firm and sold them to her.
Cut to Rick and the old man looking at a 1931 REO flying cloud car. Rick info dumps about REO standing for Ransom E. Olds and how it inspired the band name. His random trivia knowledge is a superpower. The mechanic says it's been in his family since new. It's a gorgeous, boxy classic, but you can already tell by their faces it's a massive restoration project. This is a risky big-ticket item.
Oh, when they built cars back then, it's like a box, but like an Arctic box.
I would take no less than 25 for sure.
So how'd you get it?
It's actually been in my family since the original purchase.
That is so cool. You know what REO stood for? It's R.E. Olds.
They start the REO. It takes 2 people and sounds terrible. Rick admits it runs like a piece of, but he loves these projects. The seller asks for $40,000. Rick's face says no way without saying a word. He wisely calls for an expert. This is smart business. Never dive into a costly restoration without a second opinion. The car is cool, but is it cool 40 grand cool? Doubtful.
It's amazing this thing still runs after 80 years, but the sounds it's making are not good. On one hand, it's an incredibly cool classic car. On the other hand, it runs like a piece. But these are the kind of projects I love to see restored, and I can make a huge profit on it.
Art expert Brett examines the Picasso Poor Robbie. He explains Picasso gave the plate to his friend Robert, who would print more whenever he needed money, making it mass-produced. But the heavy Arches paper suggests an early, more valuable pressing. He values it at the upper end, $800 to $1,500 in a gallery. The expert breakdown is perfect, turning a simple etching into a story of friendship and financial desperation.
So gave up rights to the plate. So what Mr. Godet would do is if he got in financial trouble, he would actually produce a few prints, sell them. If he got in more trouble, he'd produce a few more and sell them. Of the 2,000 graphic works Picasso has done, this may very well be the most mass-produced.
The negotiation. The customer wants $1,000 based on the expert's high end. Rick refuses the dove print and offers $600 for Poor Robbie. They haggle. She asks for $750. He sticks at $650. She accepts, saying saying her mom will be happy. It's a fair pawn shop price, below gallery retail but instant cash. She leaves content, a common outcome here when expectations meet the reality of resale.
I'm looking to get 1,000.
1,000 I couldn't do. This one I wouldn't want, it's just too common. And this one right here, I would give you $600 for it.
What about 9?
I don't get gallery prices.
It's a Picasso, so someone's gonna buy it.
It's the most common one on the planet though.
What about like 750?
I go 6.
650?
Yeah, I go 650.
Corey bets Rick $100 that Chumley can draw a Picasso so good the old man can't tell the difference. Rick takes the bet. This is the goofy side content we live for. Chumley, with shocking confidence, says, I can probably draw that. The sheer audacity of comparing Chumley to Picasso is the joke. You know this is going to end in hilarious failure and someone losing money.
I can bet you can draw something and the old man can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I'll bet $100.
All right, deal. Come here.
Yeah, I can probably draw that.
So the old man's gonna be the judge?
Yep.
All right, fine.
Let me get started.
It's gonna be the easiest $100 I've ever made.
Car expert Danny Coker arrives. He loves the REO but delivers brutal news. Fully restored, it's worth only about $35,000, and a restoration would cost $30,000. In its current state, it's worth about $8,000. The seller's face falls. He thought it was worth $40,000. This is the expert reality check moment. Rarity doesn't always equal high value, especially with niche, costly to restore cars.
This market, everything is so soft right now. If it was a 100% fully restored museum piece, you're looking probably around 35. And a bumper-to-bumper restoration, it could run you 30 grand.
Okay.
But in this condition, 8 grand.
I assumed the thing was worth a lot more money.
And so did I.
Yeah. It's one of those.
Rick offers the $8,000 based on Danny's appraisal. The seller refuses, holding out for his $25,000 minimum. The deal dies. The seller decides to keep and enjoy the car, which is a wholesome ending. Rick says Danny saved my ass. It's a great lesson. Sometimes the best deal is the one you don't make. Passion and value don't always align in the classic car market.
5 years ago, you could have probably got $25,000 out of it.
Thanks for letting me take a look at it though, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
I didn't settle for $8,000 because the car to me is worth more than $8,000. Maybe I'll just keep it and enjoy it like I should.
Classic car renovation.
A customer brings in a vintage, coin-operated breathalyzer. They test it with coffee, then whiskey. The digital voice is peak 80s. It reads 0.20. You are ripped. It's a bizarre, hilarious artifact. They haggle from $200 to $125, with Rick joking, it must be the alcohol talking. This is the weird, wonderful junk that walks into the shop, blending history with questionable life choices.
Testing. Completed. You are okay.
Wow. Now take a swig and try it again. Don't drink too much or I won't even be legally able to buy this off you.
Testing. Completed.
0.20. You are ripped.
The Picasso bet payoff. Chumley shows his drawing to the old man, who trashes it. It's horrible. Pathetic. Corey demands his $100, saying it looks like a poor Robbie. The old man refuses to play along, yelling at them all to get back to work. It's the perfect chaotic ending. The bet is unresolved. Chumley's artistic career is dashed and business resumes. Classic family shop chaos.
I think it's horrible. It's a copy of a very common Picasso. I mean, it's pathetic. Whoever did it is not an artist.
But does it look like a poor Robbie?
Remotely.
Pay me.
No. We bet $100.
We open with Rick confusing Walken for Wilkins, a puppet from Jim Henson's early coffee commercials. The seller corrects him, and Corey says it looks like the old man. The vibe is instantly funny and weird. This isn't Kermit, it's a murderous coffee mascot from the 50s. You can tell Rick is intrigued but clueless about its value, which means an expert call is coming. Great start.
That's right, Wilkins. This is like one of the very first Jim Henson Muppet sort of things.
Kind of looks like you.
Him or me?
Definitely him.
Jim Henson memorabilia, one of his earlier pieces, and I'd like to get $650 for it.
Rick info dumps about the Wilkins coffee ads. He explains there were over 200 commercials where Wilkins kills Waken for not drinking coffee. Wilkin would run him over with a car or shoot him with a cannon. That is the darkest, most hilarious piece of advertising history. The seller confirms he died in every commercial. This backstory alone makes the puppet a bizarre, niche collectible, pure Pawn Stars gold.
He did these commercials for Wilkins coffee. There was Wilkins, and there was this other creature like this that was Wonkin. And there was like 200 different 10 or 15 second long commercials where Wilkins say, Wonkin, try Wilkins coffee. And Wonkin would say no.
A new customer brings in a vintage Schwinn girl's bike from his grandpa's garage. His girlfriend looked at it in disgust, so he's selling it. Rick schools him on Schwinn's history and durability. The seller wants $300. Rick lowballs at $80, citing the weak girl's bike market. They settle at $100. It's a classic quick flip lesson. Sentimental family items often have limited collectible cash value, especially gendered ones.
And they just made really good bikes. These came out like the early 60s. The Fiesta was like their highest end girls' bike. What they were going for was durability, reliability. They weren't going for lightweight, high-speed bike.
Rick's restoration expert, Bob, looks at the Schwinn. He says it would cost $1,400 to restore and then be worth only $700. The math is brutally clear. It's a parts bike. Bob advises stripping it for parts to make $300 to $400. This is the harsh reality of restoration. Sometimes the cost obliterates any profit. Rick's hope for a quick flip is dashed by pragmatic economics, a solid business lesson.
Down the whole bike, repaint it, restripe it, place the seat, and all that will cost you only $1,400, and then you'll be able to sell it for $700.
I bought it in mind that it might be a parts bike, so apparently it's going to be a parts bike.
A customer brings a John Belushi autograph he got personally on the Blues Brothers set in 1979. He tells the amazing story. Belushi signed it, Dan Aykroyd threw his on the back, but then refused to sign his own, saying, "Sorry kid, I don't sign autographs." That is such a specific, hilarious Aykroyd flex. The story alone adds immense character to this piece of paper. Corey is fascinated.
At the Blues Brothers movie.
Oh, wow. That is cool. Do you imagine how embarrassing it would have been if you didn't have a pen with you?
I searched for that pen before I asked. The memories I'll always have.
So how'd you get it?
Well, in 1979, I was an extra on the movie, and on the third day, I saw John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd walk into their trailer.
Corey calls for an autograph expert to verify the Belushi signature. The customer is confident, saying Belushi was a pretty cool dude. You can feel his pride in the memory. This is a high-stakes check because the story is so good, but if the signature is fake, the value evaporates. It's a perfect Pawn Stars tension between compelling personal history and cold, hard authentication. The expert's verdict will be key.
Let me know it's real. You can kind of help me get a price on it. All right?
Sounds good.
I'll be back.
Thank you. I think having an expert come in and look at my signature will be great because he's going to verify that it's real. Because I was actually there in 1979, and John Belushi was a pretty cool dude.
Toy expert Johnny appraises the Wilkins puppet. He calls it the gangster of puppets and praises its condition, but he delivers the truth. It's a regional ad character, not widely known. He values it at only $150 to $200. The seller wanted $650. This is the classic expert gut punch. Niche history doesn't always mean high dollar. You can see the seller's disappointment brewing already. The deal is in trouble. Rick offers $100, then $125 for the Wilkins puppet based on Johnny's appraisal. The seller hesitates, clearly unhappy. Rick explains there's no money at a higher price. The seller finally says, "I think Wilkins and I are just gonna hop away." The deal falls through. He leaves with his puppet. It's a quiet, respectful exit, but you feel his defeated hope. Not every unique item finds a home.
That popular. You know, I mean, a few people know about it.
How about 4?
There's no money at 4. I mean, you know, Johnny just told me 150 to 200 is what it's going to go for. I mean, I think it's really, really cool, so I'll go like 100 a quarter. I mean, that's the best I could do.
I think Wilkins and I are just gonna hop away.
A customer brings in an 1894 S Barber Dime, the king of dimes, supposedly worth a fortune. His wife found it weeding carrots. Rick tells the legendary story of the 24 minted dimes and how a mint director's daughter spent one on ice cream. The customer wants $400,000 to pay off his house. The sheer audacity of finding a lottery ticket in your garden is incredible, but something feels off.
It's the rarest of the rarest. They call this one the king of dimes. It's one of the most expensive American coins there is.
Because it's worth a lot of money, and I could pay my house off with it.
This is pretty amazing. It's debated how many there are out there. The rumor is 24.
The devastating reveal. The wife cleaned the coin with a Scotch-Brite pad, scrubbing away the date and detail. Rick says she scrubbed $100,000 off the coin. He then points out the strike is wrong. It's not a proof, it's a fake. The customer's dream of paying off his house evaporates instantly. It's the most brutal kind of Pawn Stars moment. Hope destroyed by over-cleaning and reality.
And so she actually scrubbed it with a Scotch-Brite. And I jokingly said she scrubbed $100,000 off the coin.
Yeah, you have 1 8, part of a 9, and nothing else.
Signature expert Steve authenticates the Belushi autograph. He compares it, loves the sloppy style, and confirms it's real. He also shares a wild story about Belushi crashing on a random stranger's couch during filming. The signature is legit, and the folded, worn paper adds to the story's authenticity. This validation is a huge win for the seller. The piece has real monetary and historical value now.
John Belushi was normally really sloppy. I mean, he was rushed, he was hurried. And, you know, he just wanted to kind of get it over with. And that's what I see in most with signatures. But the thing I really look for is this transition. And I'm looking from the B to the E. And I'm seeing that right there. And I love the finish here. There's no doubt you're looking at the same thing. So signatures match perfect.
Corey negotiates. The expert valued it at $700. Considering framing costs, Corey offers $300. They haggle. The seller resists. Corey goes to $500, then $501 as a final funny offer. The seller accepts. He'll use the $501 for a trip with his wife. It's a great deal where both sides win. The shop gets a cool, authentic piece, and the seller gets cash for a memory. Perfect haggling.
Which all costs money. That being said, I'm gonna offer you $300.
Oh man, I don't know if I can do that. Can you come up at all? I mean,
I'll go $500. You're getting a hell of a deal.
I can't do it.
It's up to you, my man.
$525.
$501.
The episode ends with Rick and Corey debating which Muppet Rick would be. Rick says Sam the Eagle. Corey says he's like the old guys in the balcony or Oscar the Grouch. Rick argues Oscar is from Sesame Street, not the Muppets. It's a nerdy, hilarious bit of family banter that brings the episode full circle to Jim Henson. It's the light, silly chemistry that makes the show work.
Muppet, you'd definitely be one of the old guys up top in the balcony complaining and whining about everything.
No, actually, I think if I was a Muppet, I would be like Sam the Eagle.
Was he a bald eagle?
Yes.
Then that's the only thing you have to do with Sam the Eagle. I mean, you'd be like Gonzo, if anything. Like,
no, he's a lot more like Oscar the Grouch.
We open with a classic parking lot argument. Rick calls out the old man for parking on the white lines. The old man fires back. Look my damn parking lot. I'll park where I want to. Corey says he gives old drivers a bad name. The old man claims news said the best drivers are in their 60s and 70s. The family dynamic is immediately chaotic and hilarious. This is the perfect Pawn Stars cold open.
The reason we have those white lines in the parking lot, we're supposed to park between them, not on them.
Look, my damn parking lot, I'll park where I want to.
Okay, Dad, you're the person who gives old drivers a bad rap.
A customer brings in a 1965 Dane Electro Longhorn bass owned by John Entwistle of The Who. He says it was one of Entwistle's first basses and he wants $50,000 for it, hoping to buy a home. Rick is impressed, calling The Who one of the greatest rock bands. The seller mentions Entwistle tried to record My Generation with it. The provenance seems incredible, but the price is sky high.
So what do we have here?
I have a 1965 Dan Electro Longhorn bass owned by John Entwistle of The Who.
Seriously?
One of his first basses that he ever owned.
That is amazing. The Who is one of the greatest rock bands ever. Do you mind if I pick it up?
No, go ahead.
Can you picture me on stage?
Corey spots a Sotheby's tag on the bass. The seller confirms he got it at John Entwistle's estate sale in 2003, listed in the catalog. This adds serious legitimacy, but Rick is hesitant because it's not documented as being played on stage or on a recording. He decides to call in an expert, Jesse. The tension is between solid provenance and the lack of a specific hit song connection.
What's up with the Sotheby's tag? Is that where you got it?
Sotheby's auction at John's estate sale on May 13th, 2003. It's listed in the Sotheby's catalog.
All right. It's definitely cool, man. How much do you want for it?
$50,000.
American dollars.
A different customer brings a 1968 Nixon campaign paper dress. It's a wild piece of political and fashion history. Rick jokes about getting caught in a rainstorm. The seller says it was folded in her mom's bureau. Her grandfather worked at the Pentagon. It's a perfect artifact of throwaway fashion from the era. The sheer absurdity of a paper Nixon dress is peak Pawn Stars randomness.
Well, it is actually a 1968 Nixon campaign paper dress.
I've seen the paper dresses. I have never seen a Nixon paper dress.
They were discontinued after a while because there were so many fire hazards, actually.
Oh, well, no, just imagine getting caught in a rainstorm.
I would definitely rock a paper dress any day.
The Nixon dress negotiation. The seller wants $1,600. Rick points out campaign stuff depends on the president's popularity. A Kennedy dress would be worth more. He offers $300. They haggle in tiny increments, finally settling at $360. Rick hopes the buyer puts it in a watertight container. It's a fun, low-stakes deal that highlights the quirky market for political memorabilia. The seller seemed happy with the outcome.
I was going to ask you if you would accept $600.
When you get campaign stuff like this, it really depends on how popular the president is now. If you had a Kennedy dress, it would go for more.
They didn't make Kennedy dresses, they made Nixon dresses.
It's different. I'll give you $300 for it.
Guitar expert Jesse examines the Entwistle bass. He notes the finish shows little wear, which fits Entwistle's playing style. He plugs it in, it works, but he delivers the verdict. Without documentation, it was used on a major recording. It's worth $10,000 to $15,000 retail, not $50,000. He calls it a secondary bass. The expert opinion completely deflates the seller's high hopes. The reality check is delivered.
No, you probably wouldn't see a lot of wear on John stuff, you know, and he held his hands like this. He wasn't a guy that was like a guitar player slamming his arm through it.
Okay.
I mean, we can plug it in, make sure everything works if you want.
Grab an amp.
All right, I'll grab them.
Dan Electro, they were made really well, and they were made different from anything else at the time. And they have a really distinct sound and a very collectible guitar.
Rick offers $10,000, his top dollar based on the expert appraisal. The seller refuses, saying his wife will move back to Texas if he takes less than $30,000. He decides to keep the bass. The deal falls through. It's a classic case of sentimental and perceived value clashing with market reality. The seller walks away with his prized possession, but no cash for that new home.
It would be the top dollar.
The bass player of the millennium.
But the thing is, there's probably over 100 of his guitars out there. No, I mean, 10,000's it. It's what the guitar is worth.
Well, being the Who fan that I am, I think I'll have to keep it, but if I ever do decide to sell it, though, I'll let you know.
Okay. Give me a call if you change your mind.
Okay.
The driving test subplot heats up. Rick and Corey grill the old man about his eyesight and license. The old man claims he just renewed it, and the DMV said his vision is good. Corey quizzes him on traffic signs. The old man says at a blinking red light, you stop, wait 30 seconds, look around, then go. 30 seconds, sir? Yeah, this is pure comedy gold, and sets up the impending test.
I just did.
When?
2 weeks ago.
Who did you pay?
I didn't pay nobody nothing. DMV says my eyesight's good, so screw you guys. Rick is so blind he has to put on glasses to see if it's day or night, so he can kiss my ass.
I really think you ought to have a driving test.
The driving test in the vacant lot. The old man has to weave through cones. He immediately calls it stupid. He claims he could have joined NASCAR but chose the Navy. He then proceeds to allegedly target cones with Chumley's face on them. The guys watch in horror as he seemingly hits cones. The editing makes it look like an absolute disaster. The family's concern turns into pure panic and hilarity.
You all down for this, Dad?
Oh, shut up.
We came out to a vacant lot today to have my dad take a driving test because we think he drives like hell. Okay, Dad, I just want you to drive her out here, in and out the cones, don't knock any over.
This is stupid.
I just want to see if you can do it, all right?
Watch Chumley on something.
The old man defends his driving test performance. He says, I did it perfectly, son. When accused of hitting every cone, he retorts, I missed all of them except the ones with Chumley's face on it. I was taking target practice. This reveals it was intentional. He wanted to run over Chumley's face. It's not bad driving, it's aggression. The twist is hilariously dark.
What are you doing?
I did it perfectly, son.
Dad, you hit every cone.
I didn't hit every cone. I missed all of them except the ones with Chumley's face on it. I was taking target practice. I kicked ass. It was fun running over Chum's face.
Corey checks out a 1940 Indian Chief motorcycle with a World War II sidecar. The seller, an Indian collector, wants $55,000 to $60,000 to pay for his daughter's college. He explains it was sent to France, used by the French, then captured and used by the Germans. The historical backstory is incredible. Corey, a motorcycle enthusiast, is clearly interested but needs an expert for such a high price.
1940 Indian Chief with sidecar, World War II veteran.
This is really cool. You ought to pick this thing up, Corey. You can take your G.I. Joes for a ride.
I'd like to come out with 46, 45,000. I'd go a little bit lower, but not much.
So, how'd you get it?
I used to live in the UK, and I came across this. Bought it right there on the spot.
Expert Chris takes the Indian for a test ride in the sidecar. He says it rides smooth, like a Cadillac. He jokes his first kid was born in a sidecar. The visual of this expert bouncing along in a vintage military sidecar is fantastic. The test ride ride adds a layer of authenticity to the appraisal, proving it's not just a static display piece, but a functioning machine.
Kind of guy.
Oh, that's how my first kid was born in a site. So why'd you bring me down here, man? This thing's beautiful.
You know, I need to know what it's worth.
Before I give a price, I mean, I'd like to take a ride in it, see how the suspension is in that sidecar.
You bet.
I'm really excited to go on a test ride. I know how sidecars are. They're fun, but they're bouncy.
The negotiation. Expert Chris valued it at about $46,000. The seller's bottom line was $46,000. Corey mentions he just sold a similar one for $42,000. He offers $38,000. The seller counters at $40,000. Corey, a sucker for bikes, agrees to $40,000. The seller is emotional, saying goodbye is like losing an old friend, but the money is for his daughter's tuition. A deal with heart.
I came in thinking the bottom line would be $46,000.
I just had one of these at an auction. I got $42,000 for it.
With the sidecar?
Sidecar.
Was it as nice as this?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as nice as this, but it was pretty damn close. I'll be 38 grand for it.
The episode ends back in the parking lot. The old man has parked perfectly between the lines in Rick's spot to prove he's a good driver. Rick is still annoyed he's in his spot. The old man says, "I didn't see your name on it." It's the perfect callback to the opening. Full circle comedy. The family bickering never ends, and that's why we love them.
Spot. I wanted to show you that I'm a good driver, so I parked directly between the two lines. If you go out there and measure, there's not an inch difference between each side of the lines.
You're in my spot.
I didn't see your name on it.
Never mind.